Through the years, we've all watched films like The Exorcist, The Amityville Horror, The Entity, and of course The Conjuring. Now all these are said to be based on true events. But what would you do if you were told that there was a place here in the UK that claims the same paranormal events that happened in these films have also happened there? Well, in my case, I let my curiosity get the better of me and head over to see what I can find. Oh! Poltergeists are claimed to be a supernatural being that's said to be responsible for physical disturbances such as loud bangs and levitation of objects. But apparently, there's also reports of him assaulting people both physically and sexually. Can't wait for that bit, the sexual bit. My next curiosity mission is to visit what is described as the UK's most haunted location that also houses Europe's most violent poltergeist. Of course, I'm on my way to none other than 30 East Drive to spend the night all alone. Now, if you don't know anything about 30 East Drive, in 2012 the film When the Lights Went Out was apparently based on the events that surrounded the house back in the 1970s. Now, it followed the Pritchard family, who moved into the property only to start being attacked by a poltergeist named the Black Monk of Pontefract. By all accounts, the house has experienced freezing rooms, white dust falling out of thin air, water puddles formed from no visible leaks, strange noises, and apparently the daughter was dragged up the stairs by her neck by an unseen force. But I suppose the most famous bit of the film is this part.
What the hell do you think you're playing at?
So what do you think? Scary? I suppose I better give it a bit of a plug then, Anna. No, not this one. Now I suggest, if you want to know the full story, then you need to go and watch the film, which is currently on Sky here in the UK. Then come back and watch this video. Well, I'm finally on my way to East Drive. Very excited, so looking forward to this. It's going to be good. Well, I'm hoping it's going to be good anyway.
Ahead, keep right.
Kicked, Night Rider. How good's that? Yeah, going through Rochdale. This is it. Will you shut up, love? I'm trying to listen. How am I supposed to join in if you keep going on with your bloody self? Oh, come on. Every time. Bring Vernon K back. Ain't no mountain high enough. All I wanna do is then I kick it like this. I'm gonna feel the funky rhythm as I go with a twist. I'm gonna rip it up like never before. We're gonna feel the funky rhythm as I hit the floor, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying either. Right, now I've been stuck every time. Like I said, on my way to Yorkshire. Beautiful day, beautiful countryside, honest to God. Really is a nice place. People just parked all over the place. What the is going? What the are you doing? Yeah, I know. Going on with your self. Sirens going on. Oh, it's an ambulance. It's all right. It's not me. Now, from Manchester, the drive over to Pontefract, which is in West Yorkshire, should take me just over an hour, depending on traffic, using the M62. But I'll be surprised if that is the case. Oh, I've gone the wrong way because that ambulance. Oh no, I haven't. Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. I've got lost already, and I've got a sat nav. That's all because of the ambulance. But no, the ambulance had to come screaming past, showing off, just because it's got blue lights and stuff. Wouldn't it been for that ambulance, we'd have been all right now. Would have been there, feet up, brew. Could have been there. Sandwiches, the lot. Could have been there by now. Ambulance is up. We're all going home. Well, I didn't go home. I'd come too far, and I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. Well, I've finally arrived at 30 East Drive, and I've been shown around by the lady that looks after the place, who's called Carol. She lives next door. Now, by all accounts, Carol used to know the family that used to live here, and she claims that she too has experienced things, which we'll talk about later. But for now, I'm going to take you inside, show you around a bit like MTV Cribsy, or innit? Come this way. Now, what becomes evident is that the house has been recreated to look how it would have done in the 1970s. But what wasn't evident is that once inside the building, my audio was becoming distorted in various parts of the house. Well, I finally arrived at 30 East Drive. Now, these are links I was recording for the video. Now, this is the audio recorder that I actually use for the rest of the video and basically all my shoots. So, what happened on this occasion, I don't know, but this was just the start of it. For all counts, it is true. Now, still unaware that there was anything wrong with the audio, I've gone back downstairs to carry on showing you around the property. Now, obviously, this is the, I suppose it'd be the dining area. You've got the kitchen, obviously a dining room, and you've got a piano and a fireplace, and you've got a few things on the walls. This says, "Remember, time will come, we must give account to God how we on earth do live." Then there's a bunch of keys on here, and then it says the mystery of the keys, and it says do not remove the keys. So I'm not going to remove the keys, right? So, shall we carry on? As you can hear, the audio seems to sort itself out once I go downstairs. Here we are. This is the hallway. That's the front door there where you would come in. There's a toilet. Which needs decorating, to be honest. Just at the side of the toilet is the coal room, where apparently the dad got attacked. And then there's another room just off, which has got some pictures in, which is on the website, so you can have a look at that. To be honest, there's not a lot in there, just like I said, stuff that's on the website. I will go in there later on, but it's just a pain walking through with the camera, etc. Okay, so that is your guide round the house. What I'm going to be doing is switching the light out at some point and use the night vision camera, only because that's what people expect. I don't know why we need to do that, because at the end of the day, if it's a ghost, it shouldn't matter whether it's day or night when you see it. Okay, but let's see what happens when I do that. So at that point, I thought I would sit down, take a load off, because I've been on my feet all day, setting up the equipment and obviously filming. So I thought it'd be a good idea to catch up on camera and share my thoughts of the day's proceedings. Now, this is the first time I've been here to sit down tonight. I've been here quite early today. I've managed to get in quite early as well, which was always good. Carol and the rest of her team, fantastic. You know, really nice people, nice to speak to, very pleasant. However, saying that, while they were here, there seemed to be a lot of things being thrown around, like marbles and stones, which always came from behind me or from a bit where I couldn't see. So wasn't 100% sure on that, what was going on. Then when they left, nothing at all happened. And then they came back later on for Carol to be interviewed, and that's when stuff started happening again. Now, I'm not saying they're lying, because that would be the wrong thing to do. Maybe activity starts when it's around them rather than around me. I don't know. But I'm just pointing out what I've seen. The facts of the matter is, at this moment in time, I haven't seen anything what I would describe as paranormal. But it's still early days. I mean, it's 10 o'clock tonight now. So whether I will come across anything, we will have to see. Like I said, this is supposed to be one of Europe's most violent hauntings. Haven't seen any sign of anything yet. It's only 10 o'clock at night. And I've got until 12 o'clock tomorrow. Whether I'll stay until 12 o'clock, I don't know. Unless something happens, then I'll be staying. The question is, would anything happen when the lights went out? Right, I've switched to night camera. I've still got the lights on at the moment, so I'll switch the light off. There we go. Now we're in complete darkness. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the coal shed, or the coal room, where the father was attacked. So I'm going to step inside there. What you'll see, first of all, is the door. This is the room. Looked a lot bigger in the film, to be honest. Oh, there's no handle. So I'm supposed to close it. There you go. Right, so I'm in the coal room where the father was said to have been attacked. And then in the film he runs out, freaks out, and slaps the daughter. But like I said, in the film, it was a lot bigger than what it is. It's a bit of a musty smell. It has got coal in it. Presume that's for effect. Couple of other things. It looks like a paint tray. Still stood in here. If you can do anything, do it. Got to ask him apparently. You can do anything, do it. Is that it? Anything? Nope. Nothing at all. He's a wimp. Now I've seen a couple of videos of other ghost hunting groups coming here, and they've come in here and they've been attacked, etc. I'm stood in here on my own. Nothing at all happening. I don't know what to say. Maybe I'm just unlucky. I don't know. All I can hear is cars going past. You had a little creak, but I wouldn't say that was haunted. Nothing popping up behind me, which I was hoping for, to be honest. Nothing at all. But what I'll do is we'll have a look around the rest of the house, then I'll come back again later on, okay? It's a bit later, and maybe around about 3 o'clock in the morning. See what it's like then, okay? Because apparently that's the witching hour. So, let's carry on with the rest of the house. Walking into the front room, as you can see. Little cupboard there. Let's have a look at what's in this cupboard. Hang on, let me put my mics down there. Just an electric cupboard. Nothing to write home about. Okay, here's the stairs where apparently everything happens. So what I'm going to do is Turn that round. Oops. And then turn the light out so I'm in the pitch black again. Okay, so I'm sat on the stairs, as you can see. Okay, pitch black. If there's anybody here, can you let me know? Nothing. Okay, so if the black monk is here, let me know. Stop being a wimp. Nothing. Okay, so he's obviously a wimp if he is true. So like I said, sat here on the stairs, pitch black. Nothing what I can see. I can't even see anything happening behind me, which, like I said, I always hope will, because that's what always happens in films. Okay. No. So let's carry on the tour in the dark. Right. You got a bit better in it. So as you can see, I'm now in Diane's room, where a lot of the activity is supposed to have happened. I've actually got a little light on the side of this camera as well, so that everything stands out. But what I'll do in a minute is I'll even switch that out again, so that it's just me in the dark, and we'll sit here for a couple of minutes and see what happens. Okay, but in the meantime, this is the room. There's a little baby cot, some sort of picture. Anything under the bed? A balloon of something. That's about it. Nothing behind the door. Nothing behind the door. Very squeaky door though. Alright, okay. Right. So, that said, in Diane's room, got to switch my light out. Oops. There we go. I'm now in complete darkness in the haunted room, which was Diane's. Apparently this is where everything happened. So I'm currently just sat here. Is there anybody here? The Black Monk of Pontefract, is there anybody here? Are you here? Is there any little girls here? Is there any little spirits here? Nothing. Nothing at all. All I can hear is cars outside. But, you know, I'm still hoping, you know, because it is quite early, I suppose. It's it must be about 11 o'clock now. So it's still quite early. Is there anybody here? If there is, let me know. Because I'm here on my own. Waiting for you to do something or say something. Or even sexually assault me, because that's what happened in the entity. No, nothing. Right, this is the mum and dad's room. Close these curtains. Alright, let's see what's going on. Nice photograph there of someone. Now, obviously this is the room. There's me. Hello. Picture of Jesus, which is always good to see. Okay, bit of a cross. All right, so here we go again. I'm going to sit down. Right, I've sat down. I'm going to turn my light out. So I'm now in the pitch black in the mum and dad's room. Is there anybody here? Is there anybody here? Is the Black Monk of Pontefract here? Did you hear that? That's because nothing happened. God, my belly's rumbling like mad here. Tell you what, my arm's getting tired holding this. So, is there anybody here? Black Monk of Pontefract? Any ghosts? Any demons? Any young girls? Any young boys? That sounds really perverted, doesn't it? Is there anybody here? A dog, even? A cat? Nothing. Nope. Let's go to Philip's room. Right, so I'm going to put my light on again. I don't want to be tripping up in the dark, do I? So, we're leaving the mum and dad's room. And there's the scary clock. Ooh. Going to Philip's room with his Donny Osmond poster up. Don't know why Philip would want a picture of Donny Osmond and the Osmonds. And have a doll. Oh, and on there it says, "Go home, wrote in the dirt." But I saw that earlier, so not really scared about that. Now what you'll find is, like I said, there's a TV and stuff. When you walk, you can hear things creaking. I don't know whether you can hear that, listen. Now just because you're walking around in an old house with floorboards creaking, that doesn't mean that it's haunted. Okay, just because you've heard a noise. What it just means is that the floorboards are old. So, nothing under the bed, from what I can see. Nothing in there. Let's have a look in this cupboard because apparently there's something in here. This is the heating, by lots of things. With a squeaky door. Right, okay. So, time to do the same in this one. Oh, that's a comfy bed. Whoa, this bed's well comfy. Right. I might sleep on this bed. This is well comfy, I'll be honest with you. Right, again, in the room. Turn my light out. It's pitch black. Is there anybody here? Is the Black Monk of Pontefract here? Is there any young people here? Is there any old people here? Is there any dead people here? Nothing. Not getting a sausage. Now, like I always say, this doesn't mean that the place is not haunted. I'm not going to say that it's not haunted. I might just be unlucky. But I can only go with the facts that I'm getting. And at this moment in time, I'm not getting anything. Okay, so please don't take it that I'm saying the place isn't haunted. What I'm saying is, I'm not getting any evidence that there is anything here. Okay, now if you go on the internet, there's plenty of other videos and people will say, yes, they've seen this and they've got apparent evidence that there's stuff going on. But me personally, I'm here on my own and I'm seeing nothing. Shall we go to the bathroom? Let's go to the bathroom. Right, this is the bathroom. as you can see. Didn't really get to show you in here. It's got a bit of damp up there. Should get the council in to do that. Anyway, there's me. Hello. Like I said before, there's a lot of shit gone down here. Is that rust? Yeah. What tissue it was rust or poo. Somebody's left the toothbrushes here. So if you've been here on a visit and you've lost your toothbrushes, they're here. Okay. Alright. Oh, cupboard. Didn't see this earlier. Nice. With three sticky outy things. So you put your towels on them. Oh, bog brush. Oh yeah. Right. Nothing there either. Oh look. A pole. Just in case you want a pole dance, look. Happy days, I might have a go at that in a bit. Keep myself entertained. Okay. Right. Do the same here. And then I've done it in every room then. Nobody can say shit. Right. Turn that round. Turn this off. I am now in the bathroom. Still, is there anybody here? Black Monk of Pontefract, are you here? If you are, let me know. Nothing. Nothing at all. The hell is going on? I had so many high hopes. You've dashed me high hopes. Maybe he's on holiday. He might have gone to a retreat or something. He's not here anyway, I don't think he's in. Oh, we got a leaking tap. What's all that about? Oh, hello. Don't know if you can see that or not. Right, now I don't think that was doing that earlier on. So it's not blurred. All of a sudden the tap started leaking. Let's turn that off. Nothing. Right. Let's turn that down a little bit. Oops. Right. So, at this moment in time, I've found no evidence of anything that you would class as haunted, apart from a leaking tap. But that's about it. Other than that, nothing as yet. But I'll carry on, and we'll see what we can find. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go down to the mirror and we'll do that thing I said I was going to do earlier, where you stare in the mirror and apparently you see things. So, okay, let's do that. Let's go. Now, I must admit, I am getting a cold shiver, but that's about it. Right. But everybody keeps going on about it being really cold in the house now, but it's not what I found, to be honest. Right. Let's have a look. Right, that's me in the mirror. Okay, that's me here. Me here. That's me in the mirror. All right, so we're going to stare into the mirror. Not seeing anything. Is anybody else? I'm not seeing anything. Is anybody else? God, my stomach's rumbling. So, I'm not seeing anything at all. I'm looking, I've been staring in the mirror. Should we do Bloody Mary? Try that? Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Bloody hell, Mary. Even Mary's gone out. She might have gone away with him. There's nothing happening. Nothing. So, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to make a brew. And then we'll see what happens from there. Okay? Let's go. I don't know what to say, I'll be honest with you. At this moment in time, I really don't know what to say because, like I said, it's still early days, and I've got until 12 o'clock tomorrow. I suppose the only, I wouldn't even say spooky because I suppose it happens, but when I was interviewing Carol, my camera started to act up a little bit, where it started to switch itself off. Doesn't normally do that, to be honest. But it seemed to switch itself off, and then the recorder started to play up and started to freeze and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean the place is haunted. Now, at that point, they were obviously saying, I can feel it, it's really cold, everything's really cold. There's a young girl in here, she's playing with us. She seems to play with cameras, etc, etc. You'll see on the interview. Now, sorry for the interruption, but this is where things start to get a bit strange. Now, as I stated, the camera had switched itself off numerous times during my interview with Carol, and as mentioned, so did my sound recorder that was a separate unit. Now, at that point, I thought I had enough footage anyway to put an interview together, and myself, Carol and the two other members of a group went into the kitchen where my laptop was, and I transferred the footage and audio that I had in front of them. The strange bit is that when I got home, all of Carol's interview had disappeared from my laptop. Everything else was there, apart from Carol's interview. Is this a coincidence? Is it a glitch? I know it was there, because once I transferred it, I tested it. So where did it go? So with this, I decided to head back over to Yorkshire and re-interview Carol, and speak about some of the things that had gone on. Right, I'm on my way over to West Yorkshire once again. Weather's not as good as it was, throwing it down in Manchester, but seems that the further I get out from Manchester, the little bit lighter it gets, so that's all good. The reason I'm going over is, like I've mentioned, the interview that I did, some strange things happened with it. The camera switched off numerous times, so did the sound recorder, which was a completely separate unit, so wasn't even connected to each other, which I found really a bit strange to be honest. It's just one of them things that it's never happened before, and it's never happened since, to be honest. One of the main things was that I transferred all the footage onto the computer. Carol was stood next to me when I did it. I remember doing the folder as Carol's interview, placing everything into the folder, trying the footage. Footage looked okay. Closed the computer, carried on with the rest of everything else. Gets home, and then the next day I start editing. I go for Carol's interview, and the folder had completely disappeared. Now where it had gone, I couldn't tell you. I haven't got a clue. But it is very interesting that all this happened in a house that's supposed to be haunted. However, saying that, it's supposed to be Europe's most violent haunting, and I didn't come across anything like that at all. I was expecting to be punched, kicked, slapped, dragged up the stairs, whatever, and none of that happened. I'm not saying the kinky, by the way, but none of that happened whatsoever. So I was a bit disappointed in that way, but we'll see what happens. I mean, fingers crossed, if there is anything in this property, and the reason the camera and everything was going off was because of it, hopefully this time it'll just leave us alone and get on with it. Okay? So, I'll see you at 30 East Drive.
My connection with houses, I live next door to it, that's my connection. And I hold the key to give to people that comes in the house, because the police kept losing the key. And Mr. Bungie, who owns the house, got fed up of replacing the locks. So that's my connection to this house.
Okay. Now, when I was here last, I interviewed you and things started to happen. Can you elaborate on what actually happened?
Your camera kept getting turned off. We do have a little girl in here, and it's taken us a few years to gain her confidence, and she does come and likes to play with cameras now, because that's how we got her confidence, by putting her camera down and asking her to turn it on and off. So that's what she does now.
Okay. Can I ask, has this ever happened before, to your knowledge?
Yes, hundreds of times.
Now, can you confirm that you were next to me when I transferred the video footage and the audio onto the computer?
Yeah, we were. We were stood outside you. In fact, you turned it on a little bit to see that it had gone onto the computer. And then you said, right, that'll do, I'll play it rest when I get home.
Now, when you were here, there were things that were thrown around in the rooms. Can you elaborate?
It depends which room you mean.
When I arrived into the property, we went upstairs.
Right.
And there was things thrown at the walls and around the room.
We get marbles thrown about in here. We don't know where marbles come from. Eileen over there must have collected about 30 odd marbles. We've no idea who brings them in or where they come from. We've had stones, we've had a dice were thrown at someone that were in a couple of weeks back. We've no idea where dice come from. Before anybody does go round and do anything in the house, Eileen does go check everywhere, removes the counters, removes the dominoes, removes everything that could be thrown. Even the knives, forks, spoons are put into a metal cabinet. But they find their way out and they end up being thrown at us.
I'm going to ask you this question. Was any of this faked?
Not by us, no.
Okay.
We don't do anything like that. What's point being in what you call this business thing, looking for the proof of the afterlife, or whatever you want to call it? If you're going to fake it, there's just no point. We have fun and we have a laugh, but there's also the serious part that we do, and we do it properly. And if anyone is caught faking anything, they're removed. And we have had 2 or 3 people that's been removed from this house because of that.
Can you explain why and when your team were here, things were happening left, right and centre, and then once you left, nothing happened?
I can explain that right easily, because over years, Phil, who's just left, and the team, we've been coming in and we goad what's ever in here. And there's a certain thing that's also in my own home next door, and Phil met it when he was 10 years old, so it's a long time ago. And because we don't fear it, it does anything it can to upset us. And so we get bombarded. Not all the time, we've come in quite often and got nothing whatsoever, at all. But then other times we've come in and we've had stuff just fall from ceiling. When Mr. Bungie were in, who owns the house, he was taking photographs at little bedroom, and 6 screws fell out at roof, and he saw he saw it. Do you know what I mean? So we weren't even stood there with him. He was taking these pictures, and it fell out of the ceiling. What more proof do you want than that?
Have you ever been accused of faking it?
Been accused. Every team that comes in here has been accused. The Most Haunted's been accused, but Most Haunted do have to make a programme.
Why do you think East Drive is so popular?
I think East Drive's so popular because Bill made the film. It was a good film, but all the events in it weren't spot on. I think if they'd used a boy and a girl, and it'd have been true story, it'd have been a lot better. And if it had been done in this house, it'd have been better, or the shape of this house, whatever, but it wasn't. But the film itself was good. I enjoyed watching it. But when it were happening, when it come to a head in the 70s, I'll say, that's when people around here, a lot of them become frightened. Now, all them that experienced it with Jean are now old age pensioners, and they still live round here, and they're scared of all this, because to this day I get them not over the road knocking on my door saying that they have seen a monk-like figure in their house. Could I help them? Could I do this? I mean, what I'm expected to do, I don't know. But yes, it does go around a few houses. All I can say to him is, well, he's been in my house on 7 or 8 occasions, and he's never hurt me. In the beginning we were scared, because, you know, what it, who is it and why? But now he just seems to walk through a wall and come back into here. We just... Obviously, if I'm sat on my own, I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. But if anybody else is in, I find it funny to see it look on their faces. And quite a few people have experienced it with me, not just me.
Well, there you go. That is the second interview with Carol. So, let's get back to the original night where I stayed at 30 East Drive. I'd gone to sleep in Diane's room to see if anything would happen, and then got up early hours in the morning in order to carry on the search in the dark. I really don't know why I can't put the lights on. And nice pants, Donny.
Right, I don't know if you can see me or not. It's 3:15. My alarm's just gone off. I'm absolutely knackered. If I didn't need to be doing this, I wouldn't be doing it. So just because of you guys, I'm going to get up and do it. So it's all your fault that I've got to get up. Anyway, what I'm going to do is have a quick brew and then get cracking with what's going on. Because at the moment, like I said, nothing at all has happened that I would say was paranormal. Despite sitting in the dark rooms, etc., which I'm going to do again, because like I said, it's 3:15 in the morning. So the time I get to do this will be about 3:15 past, and apparently that's the proper witching hour, or so I get told. So, like I said, God, that light's bright. Like I said, I'm going to get up, make a brew, and then we'll get cracking.
So I thought I'd start off on this first. Obviously this is the mirror, where people keep saying you can see things if you stare into it. So I'm back once again to stare into it. Not getting anything. Is there anybody here? Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Right. Let's go into the front room. I've done all this once, you know, but I forgot to press record. on the camera anyway. So, now in the front room, is there anybody here? If there's any entities, please let yourself known. Can you do something? That'd be a no then. Right. Okay, so I'm in the kitchen area. Turn the light out. Is there anybody here? Is there any entities? If there is, make yourself known. Because at this moment in time, I'm not believing it in you. Right, okay. So that's nothing in the kitchen either. Okay, nothing in the kitchen. Let's try the coal shed. Right, okay. I'm in the coal shed. There's no handle on the inside to close the door. So fingers crossed it'll still work. Got my arms aching holding this. Is there anybody here? If there is, let yourself be known. Is the black monk here? Nothing. Nothing at all. Right, okay. So we're now gonna go up to upstairs, okay, and see what we can see there. Because there ain't nothing going on down here at all. Right. Right. So, as you know, I'm now in Diane's room, and as you know, I slept in here earlier on, just to get my head down for a bit, ready for what I'm doing now. So, apparently this is where everything was, like I've already told you, so here we go again. Is there anybody here? If there is, please let yourself be known. The Black Monk of Pontefract, are you here? So again, that would be a no. Let's go into Mum and Dad's room. Now, that's me with the camera there. If you can, I don't know if you can see me or not. Turn the light on for a couple of minutes. Now, there's the bed. There's the vanity mirror, if you want to call it that. Picture. Okay. So, exactly the same in this one. Is there anybody here? Black Monk of Pontefract here. Is there any other entity here that will make themselves known? Anybody at all? Anybody will do. Anything will do. So, nothing. Nothing at all. I'm not hearing any noises, any growls, anything at all. So, let's go to Philip's room. So, there we go. I'm a bit confused why Philip, again, has got the Osmonds poster up, but hey, each to their own. Right, so I'm in Philip's room. Is there anybody here? Is there any entities here? If there is, can you let yourself be known? Can you make a sound, a noise, move something, do anything just to let me know that you're here? Nothing. Nothing at all. Well, that's how the rest of the night went. Nothing at all. No noises, no creaks, nothing being thrown around, nobody being attacked, nobody being dragged up the stairs. As a matter of fact, I got that bored that I ended up packing up early and going home just so I could miss the traffic to get back to Manchester. Well, what are your thoughts? Is 30 East Drive as haunted as they claim? Or is it even haunted at all? I mean, there were certainly some strange things happening in regards to my camera, the footage and the audio. But does this mean that the place is haunted, or is there a more logical explanation? Now, what you should remember is that just because I didn't personally experience anything on my visit, I'm just one of many voices whose experiences differ from others who have stayed the night. So maybe I was just unlucky on this occasion, or then again, maybe I wasn't. However, your part in this now is to go through the footage and see if there's anything that I've missed, and with the evidence provided, you then need to decide if the place is haunted or not. Thanks for watching Curiosity, and remember, do something that scares you.